What's up, y'all? Kwame here, back in with another video, and I'm out in a little wooded area here in out in Redmond. Pretty cool. It's like in the middle of the city, but it has like these amazing trees and everything. So I figured I'd come out here and kind of just talk and have some things in my mind. So I figured might as well talk into a camera like a crazy person and get it off my chest. I don't know, share it with you guys. But let's find a better spot than this. So hopefully you can hear me. I forgot my mic today, so I'm just using the mic that's on the Osmo Action, and it's really laggy all of a sudden. What is going on? But whatever. So today I wanted to talk about one. I had to change my podcast name from The Photography Enthusiast to The Happy Photographer because there's already a podcast named The Photography Enthusiast. I didn't do my job and look to see if there was that named already, so the new name of the podcast is The Happy Photographer because I'm happy to be taking pictures, and I'm still an enthusiast, so it's still an enthusiast show. But yeah, it's the Happy Photographer podcast. So that is one thing I had to do today, and lucky enough, it wasn't like, oh, they reached out and found me or anything like that. I just was doing something. I was updating some back-end stuff, and I saw that there was another podcast named that, so I changed it. I will leave a link down below to their podcast. It's pretty cool. It's two guys out of one guy out of Singapore, one guy out of Australia, so it seemed like a pretty cool podcast. I haven't listened to it yet, but yeah, go ahead, check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe to their channel. It's always good to support the photography community. If you remember from my previous podcast guest, Eric, he talked about the community and why he's so big in creating community in photography, and yeah, so we should support each other. So the other thing I had on my mind today was talking about pocket cameras, and this was inspired by a video I saw this morning, and I forgot the YouTube channel. I will leave his the link down below. It's a great conversation about why there aren't more manufacturers making pocket cameras. Of course, you have Ricoh, you have Sony, who makes like their little pocket camera line. You have GoPro. You know, I guess you could call them, you know, they are video first, but they can take pictures with them. DJI Osmo. But then you have like Fujifilm, which has like the X100 line, which is pocketable, but it's nothing like the where is it? It's nothing like this here, the Fujifilm XF10. This is amazing, 28mm full frame equivalent lens. And I really agree with them. I wish Olympus, Panasonic used to make a more pocketable camera, the LX100, I think. So they have like the LX100 and 102. That was like a micro four thirds sensor in there. It seemed pretty cool. If I can get my hands on a decently priced one, maybe I'll pick it up and play with it, or even the LX100. Because I really think these pocket cameras are quite amazing. And I still need to finish my full review on these two cameras, but they really have changed the way that I view my photography because I'm shooting with these all the time. I have a video coming up next week talking about my A7 II and what's happened to that, and it's really because of these little cameras. And even though they're little, they have a full APS-C sensor in here, and the images I'm getting out of this and the Ricoh GR3X is quite amazing. And I'm shooting JPEGs. Normally I shoot RAW plus JPEGs or just RAW. I'm shooting straight JPEGs with these, and I never shoot JPEGs, but this camera has made it possible. Now there are times where you know, what's nice with the digital camera, if it's not coming out the way I want to, I will pop it over into RAW plus JPEG, shoot a few pictures the way I like it, and then move on. But I really wish like Olympus came out with a small pocketable camera. They had the, you know, all their mirrorless cameras are pretty small, so you could get like a pancake lens and like the Panasonic F Pen or something like that, and Pen F, I think it's called. That's kind of pocketable, but I really wish they had. I mean, they used to have this Olympus Tough line. I believe they still do. It's like an underwater camera. It's, you know, really durable and all this good stuff. But I wish it was like a 1-inch sensor or even like a micro four thirds sensor with a fixed lens. that would be quite amazing. Or if Panasonic came out with one micro four thirds or 1-inch lens, or even if Sony created like a more dedicated camera like this. They had the RX10 line, I believe, and the RX10 II, I believe it was like a fixed 35mm full frame sensor. The first one was 24 megapixels and the second one was 42 megapixels, I believe. The 42 megapixel version is the one I really want. It's still like $2,500 to $3,000 used, so it holds its value. But that's the type of camera that I get, fixed lens. I can take it with me. 35mm is really my preferred focal length, and having such 42 megapixels, you could really crop in, and 24 is more than enough, but that would be even better. Now if Sony made a new one, I would hope they came out with an APS-C version, because I really think APS-C is good enough for a lot of us. This is coming from someone who saved up and finally got himself a full frame camera a couple years ago. I really enjoy these pocket cameras, and they're so much fun, especially if you're just going out for the day. Sometimes I even put this in just black and white mode and take pictures, like that. I would use this camera more, the Fujifilm, if it was a little bit faster with autofocus. It's not the fastest focusing camera, so that's why I wish Fujifilm would come up with a X100 f20. A lot of people poo-poo on this camera because it was a step down apparently from the Fuji X70, I think it was called. I can't remember. I will have a picture or something around here, but a lot of people don't like this camera because it was a downgrade from the previous camera. That may be true, but this is still a really good camera, and you pair it with the Ricoh GR3X, it's a great camera. And what's really cool about the Ricoh cameras is that you can get attachments, so you can make the GR3X, you can get a little bit more reach, you can get like a zoom, and if you have the 28mm version, you can get a wide angle lens, and it becomes like a 21mm equivalent lens. Which is great, because if you're doing like landscapes, you want a really nice wide lens, keeps the f2.8 aperture. Hey, what are you eating? I wish these camera manufacturers would make more or update the pocket camera. They're not for everyone, and they shouldn't be cheap. They should be a higher end camera, I'm not gonna lie, but they shouldn't be expensive. It shouldn't cost any more than $1,000. Even that's really expensive. $850 maybe at the most, but if by doing that you're bringing fun back into photography, and that's what this is really all about. All right, so thank you guys as always for watching this video. If you made it to the end, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help my channel. Also, if you want to help the channel, there's some links down below for Amazon if you want to do that, or again, hitting the like and subscribe button helps me out without spending a dime. It just helps me get found on the YouTube algorithms. Also, make sure you head on over to the podcast player of your choice and subscribe to The Happy Photographer. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.